Anyways, that was a little too early. It was supposed to go click, click at the end. But anyways, we'll get it the next time. All right. But anyways.
Well, okay.
Yeah, here we are, everybody. We're back on doing a show today. A couple different cases. Let's see. I think I need to change the title over here. I was so in a rush over here. So you tell them what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to fix the title over here.
Sure. So we are talking about Gabby, of course, the search for Brian. We also have another case that we're talking about right now, which I found while I was searching for information on Gabby. His mom is, quite distressed about the lack of coverage that her son's case has received, which, I can totally understand that. His name, they call him JJ, but it's Jelani Day. He's a graduate student, and he's been missing for weeks. So we're going to cover a bit of that at the end. I know everybody's talking right now about the body that was found as they're searching for Brian, but we've got no confirmation at all. It's just a bunch of random people, and if you go to their Twitter accounts, you'll see that they're very random people. So, thanks. Yeah, it's supposed to be red, and it's purple. So we're just going to move right along from there.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's great. It's spectacular.
It works with your eyes.
Yeah, thanks. My lizard eyes.
Yeah, there you go. See, but in my world, lizard eyes are good, right? So
yeah, lizard eyes is great. Now I've got lizard eyes and purple hair. Right. Okay.
All right. So where are we going to start here? There's a whole bunch of different press conferences and
there's so much happening, but it's up to the minute happening right now. So
let me check something out here. Hold on. My YouTube is kind of frozen.
They're calling in the bloodhounds right now.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna close down my Adobe Premiere and then open it back up again because it's clear. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. They shut down an entire park too.
Yeah.
And then there's a press conference with that same sheriff. Who is that guy? That one that you see all the time with the beard?
Josh guy. I think he's like a spokesperson for them, and he's horrible. He's just horrible. Josh, we've got to fire Josh. What's been really frustrating so far this morning is first they said they had their phones, then they said they had the tracking ability on their phones. Then they come out and say, "Oh no, sorry, we don't have their phones." Then they come out and say, "Well, we have the ability to track on their phones, but it's going to take a long time." And we're like, "Wait, what? You just had the phones a second ago. What's happening?" Yeah. So things are moving really fast with this case. So got to be patient and vet the information because you just don't know what's true and what isn't.
I've got there's a park that they shut down. And I have this reporter that's on the scene. They're just kind of walking around. And they have a couple different clips. And then we have the long, like a 13-minute long press conference with I guess he's the police spokesperson, that guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what's the last part here? Hold on. And then there's one, a link that you sent from, well, I was about to say Fox News because Shepard Smith, but he's not on there anymore. He's on CNBC. They interview the same spokesperson.
Okay.
So do you think we should do those? And then there's also a new TikTok video out there from
I'm not sure about that guy.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about something else. There's a TikTok video of a lady that has there's an app called All Trails.
Mm-hmm.
And she's on there, and then she kind of describes a little bit about that. And then there's two more videos from that one girl that's been putting them out.
The hitchhiker.
Yeah, I absolutely believe her story. I think that one. I'd be shocked if that's not true.
No, yeah, I definitely believe her. Then again, we can't say would be shocked because.
Yeah.
we thought Candace Wells was honest. So there's that.
Yeah. And
One thing I do want to say, though, are you seeing the level of search for this man? Have we seen any photos out of Wyoming or anywhere that we thought Gabby's been that looked like this intense of a search? I mean, it almost looks like military personnel are out there searching for Brian.
Well, I think it seems like everybody's always focusing on the bad person in a lot of these cases. Like even in Summer Wells, right? It all jumped over to, oh, Don, hey, what's Don doing? What's this guy doing?
Exactly, yeah.
So I think it's sort of similar. I mean, maybe over there in Wyoming there's a presence. Apparently they were there searching, but it's not being covered. It's also kind of remote, where this one's in a city and you just Florida. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I'm just like, what does the search presence look like for Gabby compared to what this looks like? I mean, this the park, the reserve that he might be on, it's huge, and they've got everything blocked off for this.
I actually think that I'm changing it a little bit. I think he might be on the Snake River, is where they were parked, either north or east, because that one lake that we were looking at, it actually comes out and continues on east, and then it goes south into it, and he describes the Snake River, and I'm just kind of wondering if he was trying to hitchhike, and it's really interesting, because I was talking to my brother again about it, but like when you go south, based on what that TikTok person said, and right where they dropped him off, if you just walk back across the bridge and take a right, that road goes along the Snake River again, and he wanted out right there. He wanted to make sure he got out right there. Wouldn't he have wanted to get out earlier if it was just purely that he was going south? Like, sure. So he got off right where it was. He could just stand up there and then get a hitchhike again east down that other road. It's like something. Well, we'll see it a little bit later, but.
Yeah, I mean, all of those are interesting, but this now, because this is moving so fast, that's like almost old news now. Because now he's missing and he's in another park. Yeah. And he's somewhere else now. It's crazy how fast this is moving. And can we just talk for 1 second about how the police lost this guy? What do you think about that? We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, why isn't there like 24/7 surveillance on the house?
Yeah.
That is a little bit disturbing.
I am baffled that yesterday, well, now we're here today, but so yesterday I'm watching and I'm like, wait, no, the police just said they had eyes on him. We have you saying it on camera, sir. They said, do you know where Brian is? And he said, yes, we do. And then you're admitting to us, well, we kind of don't know where he is. We've been trying to get in touch with him for 6 days, and his parents haven't seen him since Tuesday. But we didn't have surveillance on him because he's just a guy, he's a citizen of our town, and we don't do that. And I'm thinking, what? He's the last person to see her. And you just didn't think that might be a good idea? No? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, a lot of weird stuff like that going on.
A lot of weird stuff. In this case, this is very odd.
I mean, he didn't just walk away either, like sneak out the back. He drove away in his car. You didn't have a tail on that sucker? I mean.
Nothing.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Nothing. They had nothing. They've got nothing. It's very frustrating. And, I think they're very frustrated that they know they lost him. And, they're coming out to argue with us. And I'm like, what are you arguing with the public for? We're just concerned about where Gabby is. And Brian. Where's Brian? Oh, now everybody's lost. This is just too much. This is just too much for me.
Yeah. You want to do we can go over to this one and play the it's at the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. Apparently that's where his Mustang was found, and he's not with the Mustang, so they assumed he's in there, and people are reporting that they heard on the scanner that they found a body out there.
Yes.
We don't know if that's true or not. There's been no official yet. I mean, maybe right as I'm speaking there is. No, Greg, I just heard it. Okay.
No, well, believe me, I'm refreshing the Twitter every 5 seconds.
All right.
So if it happens, we're gonna know.
Okay. Let me play this. She starts talking.
We've got 5 people. Hey, everyone. This is JJ Burton, reporter with ABC Action News. We are here at the entrance to the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. And we have an update on the search for Brian Laundrie. And police are still looking for him. They're out here searching this wooded area back there. There's about 50 or so folks searching for him right now with the FBI, the Northport Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, and several other agencies, as well as the FWC. They've been searching for him all morning long. And again, this all ties into the disappearance of Brian's fiance, Gabby Petito. Gabby was reported missing, according to her family, on the 11th. They say they haven't talked to her since August 24th, but then they officially reported her missing on the 11th. Police have been searching for her, and this is a countrywide search. And then last night, Brian's family says that he has been missing since Tuesday. And then this morning, the family called police and told them the last time they saw him was he had come out here to go hiking of some sort, and they haven't seen him since. This press conference with the police, it was just an impromptu.
Yeah, this thing right here, this thing, I saw that image. You know, it's pretty interesting, right? I think did you send that to me or somebody else? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think somebody else did, but yeah, they thought they saw him behind the home. I do want to read you something, Gray.
Okay.
12:36, a death was reported. 12:38, clarified suicide. 12:39, rescue authorized to enter. 12:44, suicide confirmed again. Then the person who's posting this says, just listen for yourself. The reports are few and far between. And someone says, no, they just switched it to another scanner channel. There are 3,000 people trying to listen. They've now cut the scanner feed. So I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
But they're saying Friday his parents found his car out there. On Friday? Yeah. On yesterday?
I was thinking
if this guy killed himself,
yeah,
there is very little chance we're ever going to find out where Gabby
However,
is.
you know, here's the thing. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I was thinking, you know, this guy snapped. I think he snapped. I don't think it's like, you know, Chris Wattsy. He thought through that whole thing. I think in this case, something happened. He snapped. Something happened to her. And then he felt really guilty. Like he came back home and, you know, he probably just said, you know, I'm going to go kill myself. And in that scenario, it's possible that he would have a note with him because he felt bad. Now, if he's some, you know, one of the wacko killers that wants to try to get away and run away, you know, then you're not going to do that. But in his case, there's a possibility that he might have left a note with himself, helping people out.
This is just.
I mean, maybe. That's all I can say. So that, and then also, what was the other thing? Well, that's just what I was thinking about that. I think that he probably snapped, and you know, there was another scenario. I mean, what if this happened? This is just sort of way lesser odds. But what if they got in this big fight, and he walks away, and then she does something to herself? He comes back, and then he's just like, nobody's going to believe it. Like, let's say she hung herself inside the vehicle. Nobody's going to believe it. But he knew it was his fault that she's dead. Then he drives all the way back home, and he's just overwhelmed with guilt, blows his brain, you know, kills himself, and then, but he has a note where he put her because, you know, I don't know. That was just something I thought of, right? Like, what are I mean, nobody's going to agree with that one because it doesn't make
Sure.
the story is sensationalistic, you know.
I mean, we thought almost that they were connected to the other murders because it was so close. And I mean, how in the hell?
How it wasn't is a miracle, you know.
Yeah, how it wasn't is something altogether different.
Yeah.
Also, too, you know, while the parents, Brian's parents, wanted the police there last night, the entire time they were there, they have their attorney on the phone because they were asked. You know, the police were asked today. So when you were there talking to his parents, did they discuss Gabby? No, because the lawyer was on the phone and only allowed certain questions. And it's just like, you know, you guys stayed quiet, so quiet during all of this.
But now that
it's your son missing, it's, you know, you need the police.
That was funny because I said almost the exact same thing on my show. Then I watched, you were like live, I think kind of at a similar, like little overlap. And I watched some of that this morning. You said the same thing. See, you guys, We
It's
do think
unbelievable.
similar sometimes on things. More often than
just
not,
so
really.
much.
Yeah. All right, let me keep playing this.
Interview with the spokesperson for Northport Police Department just wrapped up, and want
Let me go get
to
a
run through what
Gatorade.
the spokesperson was saying. So again, they've been looking for Gabby since the 11th. They were trying to talk to Brian and his family, and they wouldn't talk. They got their lawyers involved, and Brian refused to talk to them. Didn't want to communicate, invoking, they didn't arrest him because, as the police say, right now they don't have a crime. They are investigating a missing person, but they don't know exactly what happened, so they couldn't arrest him. And again, he wouldn't talk to them. And then police searching for them, trying to get in touch with him, nothing. So last night, the family's lawyer reached out to police, and they say that they haven't seen him since Tuesday. They didn't tell police that until last night, and then this morning, they called the Northport Police Department and said the last time they saw him was here. And then the family say they came out here, and then they saw his Mustang here, and they drove that Mustang back to the house. Now that's where police are right now. They haven't found him. There's dozens of, again, like more than 50 or so people with...
Isn't it? Don't you find that a little bit weird, though? That the family didn't say, hey, you know what? We just found his Mustang here. Come out. You might want to process it, see what's going on.
What day did the family find the Mustang, though? Was it Friday, yesterday?
Yeah, I don't really even... Let's see.
Here, and they drove that Mustang.
Let's just see.
And then police searching for them, trying to get in touch with them, nothing. So last night, the family's lawyer reached out to police, and they say that they haven't seen him since Tuesday. They didn't tell police that until last night, and then this morning, they called the Northport Police Department and said the last time they saw him was here. And then the family say they came out here, and then they saw his Mustang here, and they drove that Mustang.
I guess we don't know. The way that was worded.
No, we don't. But now we know that that probably wasn't him walking behind the house last night that somebody took pictures of, right?
Probably not.
Because he's been out here at this
back to the house.
Yeah.
And that's where police are right now. They haven't found him. There's dozens of, again, like more than 50 or so people with different law enforcement agencies, from the Northport Police Department, FWC, the FBI, Sarasota and Manatee County Sheriff's offices, all back there. And you can see some coming out here, and they're searching this wooded area here right at this entrance of the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. The family says, again, this is the last time they believe this is where the last time Brian was. The family said they came out here, his car was here, and they drove that car back to the house. And now that silver Mustang, that's what police were searching. And that car, that's what they said he drove out here. And then they took it back to the house. And you can see some of those sheriff deputies coming out right now. They were, again, searching this wooded area. It's a huge area. They've been out here. They also have an airboat out here as well, searching the area. Still no sign.
Well, he would have just taken his car because he was going to kill himself. Just drove.
Well, why would the parents take his car home? That's really.
Oh yeah. I actually thought that same thing when I was listening. Like, wow, wouldn't you leave it there? Because maybe he was going to come back and drive home with it.
Right.
Let me show you.
So the parents have to know something, Gray. What do you think? You've covered a million crime cases. They go there to the park. There's their son's car. They find it, and they're like, "Yeah, we should take this home," instead of thinking, "Well, he's probably going to come back to his car." And he's going to need to get out of here.
Well, it's a little bit like
There's
that.
Gotta be something.
That one case in Texas where you've covered it before too. That
the doctor.
No, well, I was thinking about the guy who there's the 911 call that's like, "Please hurry, I got chased in the woods." He goes through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy one.
And the car was there, and I think they ended up taking it, or something similar with that one, but I can't remember exactly what it was that reminded me of that. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just baffled that they would take the car home.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they leave it there? Maybe he was going to come back to it at some point.
And it could have had evidence. We don't know what.
Lawson, there you go.
I don't know. His parents are suspect. They've been suspects since the beginning of this. They are not cooperative. They couldn't have really, maybe they did love Gabby, but to behave the way they've behaved all this time is baffling to me. I don't understand it.
I guess my green screen's cutting through my head, but that's okay, you guys. Right now I'm officially, I'm an air brain. Okay, so here we go. It's 3 miles away from their house right here on the map. See that?
Right.
Here's the park. And I think that this is the exact spot that they're talking right now, right here. There's the sign in the background. You go down,
And it's 3 miles from their home.
Yeah, about as a crow flies. So maybe 4 driving.
Look
like
how
that.
huge that place is.
The thing is it's not. I don't know if it's over here that they're counting. Then wow, that's massive. Because then it's like this.
Yeah, the whole environmental park, isn't it?
Maybe he parked here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walked this way. Wherever he parked, we don't know exactly where he parked, and he went here somewhere. He's not in this little tiny. This park doesn't seem that big, right? And these are all homes.
Let's find out how big is ours.
But what if he parked here and then walked across this way and just wandered out way out in this area? Because then, look at this. There's no homes out there. That's this massive area there.
They've got 1.5 billion people searching for him, so hopefully they're going to find him soon. If it's true that they found a body, because the whole thing is called the Carlton Reserve.
Okay, so maybe that's the...
Yeah, it's called the Carlton Reserve. And then you've got the Mayaka River State Park in there. You've got obviously some paved paths in there. You've got Deer Prairie Creek Preserve. Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Yeah, look at even over here. This entire area, I don't even know if humans live anywhere here. I don't see any houses.
Well, they brought the bloodhounds out, so maybe that's if this suicide thing is true, maybe that's how they found him.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have made sense at that point to leave the car there and then have a dog come up to it and sniff in it and then start going off?
Well, they did collect his clothes from the house last night.
Maybe that's what they were doing.
That's how they were tracking him, I guess.
Well, that's interesting, because then maybe they already were aware that that's where they picked up the... Yeah, okay. So in that interview last night, the parents must have said, you know what? On Tuesday, that's why Tuesday's coming in. Right. They found his Mustang at that park, right? Doesn't that make sense?
That's the last time they saw him. We know that much. Mm-hmm. That's the last time they saw him in person, the parents.
And then maybe Wednesday they go out and find his vehicle there.
Possibly.
We don't know.
Because Tuesday, they were out there this week. The police were at the Laundry House this week, and that Mustang was not there. And then last night, the Mustang was there. So we know between Tuesday afternoon and yesterday afternoon, they brought the Mustang home. And that's where they got some items. They did take some items from that car. Yeah.
Hey, listen, everybody. We don't need to know what some other YouTuber said. I don't really care. Okay, we're just doing our own thing here. When something comes out that says that they did find a body, and it's verified,
we don't do that over here.
Yeah, we're not going to go, hey, they found a body inside the search. We don't know. Because it's not.
Because we're looking at the up-to-date information over here on the other side, and until the police say it, I'm looking at the Twitter accounts that are reporting it. Many of them have the troll post, that little frog troll looking dealie.
Oh, really?
So
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a whole troll thing.
All right.
Yeah. See, people just keep typing it. This lady, Akoya Systems.
Hey, by the way, I'm starting to like. Nothing. I'm liking the hair now. Okay, it's starting to kick in.
Is it growing?
Come on, everybody. Let's do a poll. Well, forget. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, forget. I'm not gonna do it because you'll be like, wait, why was there 20% that didn't? Who are those people? Forget.
Yeah, I hate those people who hate my hair. No, don't believe me. I don't like it myself. So there's that.
Signs of Brian.
All right, here we go.
And also still no signs of Gabby. They are looking for Gabby Petito. This, again, all started with her disappearance. Brian and Gabby were on some cross-country road trip, and then he ended up coming back home, but without her. He was with her van, but she wasn't with him. Of course, her family just afraid, shaken up.
Okay, that was one. Then there's this lady out here. She was there, too. She was there when you can see the massive law enforcement presence on this one. Mm-hmm. Ready? Yep. On to 1, 2, and Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Christine McClarty with WFLA News. We've been on the scene of this case since about 2 o'clock this morning. Actually, I take that back. Myself and the photographer I'm with have been here, but we've had 24/7 reporter coverage from WFLA for the last couple of days on this event. And just within the last hour or so, we had a new development. Right now, we're at Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, where there is an extremely large police presence. You can see just over my shoulder here, there's a civilian volunteer service aide, but then if you come over here to the other side, you're going to see a lot of our fellow media folks out here, but over here in the parking lot is what I want to show you, just the vast amount of resources that are out here. There's police, sheriffs, FWC, you name it, a large law enforcement presence right now. Now, this is because police say they have reason to believe that Brian Landry may be here. They think that he may have been hiking here. The Northport Police Department, FBI, and other agency partners are actively searching the vast Carlton Reserve. Now, to put that into perspective, this area is more than 25,000 acres. So that kind of goes to explain why there is such a presence here. There's so much ground to cover. But this area near the Myakkahatchee Creek environment.
I'm going to mute myself to go listen to this scanner audio really quickly, Gray.
Okay, but also, okay, that means you won't have to listen to the auctioneer when I say, hey, listen, everybody, you need to hit the like button, right? We have 415 with 2,316 watching. Okay, that's crazy. All right, so do you want me to hit the auctioneer button or not? That's your we got to get that up to 800 really quick. Hit that like button, everybody. We'll see how quickly you can hit it. No, 540. Oh, man, unbelievable. Can we get that to 600? That's okay. It's 600 now. You can go, 655. Okay, here we go. It's too slow, you guys. Here we go. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, 20, 25, 30, hit that like button, 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 hit that button. Come on, everybody, hit that like button, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,
now 5, I'm 30.
All right, 827. Awesome. Keep on going, though, if you feel like it. Are you hearing anything on the scanner? Nothing? All right. Okay.
Environmental Park is where most law enforcement is. Within the last hour, we've seen multiple ATVs coming through here with people that are in search gear, ready to head into the woods here, but also canine units that they said they have dogs, and that's why they're asking us to stay out of the forest area. They don't want the dogs to throw off the scent or anything of that nature. Now, like I told you, we've been out here in Northport since about 2 o'clock this morning when we relieved our fellow reporters and fellow WFLA photographer. And this morning we were outside the Landry home. Now, that's because last night there was multiple...
Well, here's something that's interesting. The Mustang was there. He probably had left, and then the Mustang's still there. I think that does indicate that he's probably was found. And if he killed himself, it's going to be in that park. Because why wouldn't he have come back to it at some point and driven away to somewhere further? It seems like he maybe went to a place that he and Gabby probably had gone to since they'd lived there for a year. It's this big reserve near their house, a quick place they could go hike. And maybe it brought back a few memories or whatever, and then, he killed himself. What do you think? Wait, I still can't hear you. You're still muted. Wait, do I have to unmute you? Oh, hold on. Oh, that's right.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to listen to something.
Oh.
A few people are saying they're giving a description of the clothing. They're saying he was in a light blue shirt, khaki shorts in the woods. I guess a YouTube channel played the scanner where they said it. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for that right now.
Well, we can always go back and get the recording of it for later.
Sure, yeah.
On the historical.
But, this is it's a billion things happening all at once. It says scanner radio, 3,298 people listening to Sarasota County Sheriff.
Yeah.
And then it says active event, manhunt.
Is that this one that we have right here? That one that you gave me before? It says Sarasota County Sheriff, Venice, and North.
Yeah, they may have changed the feed now. I don't know. There's 12,000 people. Click it. Something's happening. I don't know what, though. Something is happening.
I guess we could play it in the back.
We might just all be sitting here.
We're 1074. 10-6, 10, 52, 10, you can 22. 10, Gabby.
Okay. Well, I don't want to just kind of just keep listening to something. Maybe you could put something in your ear or something if you hear something. But
Yeah.
let me just keep playing this.
Sure.
People there calling for justice. Now I want to show you again this area here.
Look at all those
We can maybe do a little
vehicles.
walk over
Yeah,
here,
it's
and we can show you
crazy.
some of the ATVs
Absolutely
and
crazy.
FWC and the different things that are here while I tell you about what we did this morning. Again, take a look while I give you some more information here. So, dozens of people gathered outside the Laundry family home in Northport just last night demanding multiple answers. Northport police say Brian's family attorney contacted them Friday night wanting to speak to them for the first time. They say the family is concerned because he hasn't been seen since Tuesday.
And they found
say
their
he
car,
was last seen
his
wearing
car.
a hiking bag with a waist strap. But those who were here aren't worried. Those who were at the house last night, they weren't so worried about him as much as they were Gabby. One protester that we spoke with says even though she didn't know Gabby personally, she has 2 sons, and she can't imagine what Gabby's mother and father and family is going through right now. Again, right now, we are out here at Myakkahatchee Environmental Park, where there is a large police presence looking for Brian Landry. Now, it's important to note that while Brian is a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance, police say that he is not being wanted for a crime at this time. Right now, they are just searching for him actively as a missing person, another missing person, as they are actively searching for Gabby as well. We did ask Northport Police last night, we asked the PIO, if you do find him, what's going to happen? What are the next steps? And he said that basically they'll return him back to his parents' home because they're the ones that reported him missing. So they'll send him back to the parents' home, but they can't. When it comes to a civilian, the police can't actively stalk a civilian that hasn't done anything criminal, that hasn't done anything wrong. So this is purely at this point a missing persons investigation, and they are looking to find Brian Landry. Now, again, we are on scene of Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, where there is an extremely large police presence.
Yeah, I don't think they could. I don't know. I think the odds of them being together are pretty low. Because I think she's back. I mean, I guess he. Yeah. Here's the thing. He could have had her body in the van the whole drive home, put her in this park, went home, and now he's back. I mean, yeah, that's technically possible, right? Because we don't know where she is, and he drove all the way back home.
Sure. Technically, it's possible. I mean, this could have been some crazy suicide pact. This could have been, gosh, anything. We have no idea. Based on that argument that they had on the 12th, I mean, things didn't seem to have gotten that far out of control that something this drastic would happen. This is pretty crazy what is happening now based on that argument. I mean, they got an argument. She was upset. He was upset. They separated them for the night. It got suspicious to me where he flies back home, empties out their room in the parents' house, puts it in a storage unit, and then comes back and lawyers up without her and won't say a word. That's when it all falls apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any sort of positive vibe or something like not that it's positive to be suicide, but it all goes away because you wouldn't be doing all this crazy cover-up stuff. But maybe in the scenario that I brought up earlier, if she killed herself up there by some sort of ligature, how would he be able to explain that it wasn't him, but he felt guilty about it? And I think that's very low odds, but I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility.
Is he a responsible person to where he comes back, he finds her allegedly, and then would he not report that? I mean, because of the incident on the 12th, he may have, you're right, he might have been thinking, shit, what am I going to do now? That this happened. But I don't know. And if he's gone, and she truly is gone, we're never going to know.
I think something happened to her between the 25th and 27th. And and then I think that he was sort of figuring out what to do. I got one tweet that somebody, what was this one?
Well, remember, they were seen at that other river, Gray. They were seen at the other river where the lady took a photograph of them together. They were definitely there. Was it not Snake
What
River?
day was that?
But it's a female name. I can tell you right here. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, and you actually see a photo of them?
You do. She did. It's a blurry photo, but it's a photo.
Oh, it's always
but it
it's
is
always
them.
blurry.
Here it is.
Any shadows that we can work with?
No, it's Jenny Lake,
Uh-huh.
August 28th at 4:23 p.m. So this is Brian.
So 28th. Okay.
He's alone. Brian's alone in this one.
Oh.
And it's definitely him.
So
on
I
the
think
28th.
Let's see. Move it down a little bit.
Show it to you.
Oh, that's interesting. Can you send that to me on
Sure.
Facebook maybe, and then I can.
So that was Jenny Lake in the Grand Teton National Park on 28th at 4:23 p.m. But then there's another one of them on the other river, and I want to say that was the 27th. I'm sure people in the chat know. You guys, do you know about that? I will. I'll look for it because
Okay.
I do have it somewhere.
Well, this is a tweet here, or not a tweet. I don't even know where. I think it's Facebook or Twitter, whatever. It says, I'm almost positive I saw him at a gas station in Jackson on the 29th. It was later at night, maybe around 11 p.m. See, that's interesting, right? Because he would have made it home from hitchhiking, got the van, and now he's heading back. Boom, right?
Absolutely.
And he pulled in and was in a bad mood, cursing at himself while throwing garbage away and then driving away. It was a little white van just like that one. I never thought anything about it until just now. So that's, those little things like that start putting the puzzle together. If that's even, we don't know if it's true, but it kind of makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much that we don't know, but we do know the girl on TikTok also seen him the 29th.
And yeah, exactly.
And he was hitchhiking.
Yeah, and that
and Jackson was also mentioned.
Yeah, let me go back. I'll go back over to that. Because I'm more interested in trying to find her than this guy. I mean, if he's found dead, yeah. I mean, it's part of the story. Hopefully he left a note. And if he did, they'll find her really quick. But anyways, this is where it was.
That he left a note.
Yeah, Coulter Bay Laundry and Showers right there. He's picked up right in this area right there. And then they drove him down, and he was like, he was really adamant to get out right here. Okay, now what's interesting is right here, that means he realized he passed this. I think what it was is he realized right at this point that, oh, wait, I wanted to go that way. And then he said, hey, I need to get out. And then they pulled over, dropped him off here. Then he waited here to go back. And I think that it's possible that camping ground is down this direction, east on the Snake River right here, because that's continuation of the Snake River apparently. And I think he went down here. Then that's just my opinion. Now there's also the other option going up this way as the Snake River exits that lake again and goes up here, maybe up in that area, right?
I'm looking right now for the photo of these two.
Did you send me that on Facebook, that one? I haven't got it.
Yeah, I'm sending it right now. Here you go.
All right.
Sent.
Okay.
So we know he was seen. It's just wild. And just, we'll have to keep making the announcement because people are running in saying that other channels are saying that he was found. What we try to do is go by what law enforcement is saying. We don't want to lead anybody down the wrong road here and say, oh yeah, they found a body. I'm not bashing anybody else for saying, say whatever you'd like to say, but
yeah, we all know about Jenny.
it's irresponsible for us to do that. Yeah. That's how we feel. So we're just going to wait until they confirm that they found his body. Okay. So if those comments keep coming in, just Emily and Brandy, if you could just remove them, that'd be great.
Yeah. And we get somebody mentions Jenny Lake. Yeah. We know about Jenny Lake. That was on the
Jenny Lake.
That was on the 25th. Right. And, but there's other things that have happened since then that doesn't make it seem like that's where she was. Anyways, this says, I took this photo at Jenny Lake in Grand Teton National Park. So on August 28th,
28th.
so that's kind of interesting. At 4:23, someone has reached out to me indicating there may be similarity to Brian Laundrie. My husband and I stayed overnight that night in Coulter Bay. I don't know the person in the picture, but I did take the picture. I don't know. I don't want to bother law enforcement with meaningless information, but should I share with? Yeah.
And then if you look at the photos, I mean, to me, I'm thinking, yeah, that's him.
Okay. I wonder why she
But-
was taking pictures of him.
I don't know. Maybe she took a picture of the lake, or I don't know. I mean,
What-
why the hell are you taking?
And what's going on with here? Why not? Why don't we see the whole face on this one? On these?
Those are they were comparing, so they showed like his
Oh.
hat. It's the same hat.
Okay.
The blue shirt. It's the blue shirt. See, the ones on the right are him. The ones on the left
Oh, I see.
is the guy.
But I can't even
You
see
know.
any of the hats on this one. I don't know. Oh, there you go. The next one. All right, so
There
there's
you
the
go.
hat, and yeah, I don't know. Looks maybe like a darker bill on that one.
Well, that's like a lot of this going
That could be
around. You know, there's
shadow, though.
another guy who said that he met up with Brian in a bar, maybe the
Oh.
29th, guys. I don't know exactly,
Oh.
but that he had a strong New York accent, and I'm thinking, no. Now, is Brian from New York, or is only Gabby from New York, and Brian's actually from Florida? Because that was bothersome. So I'm looking now to see what people are saying.
I'm gonna go keep.
Not a
going.
troll. Okay, Julie. The bar guy was the 29th. Yep. So they're both from New York, and then they both moved. Because if you listen to his accent in the police video that they have from the 12th, did you hear a strong New York accent there, Gray? Because I definitely did not.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear. It didn't stick out or anything.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, when I get aggravated, my Boston accent comes out strong. So maybe he was aggravated that day, and he
Well, we have
It came out.
3,551 people watching now, so make sure to hit that like button. And also,
Welcome.
if you'd like to join the channel, you know, there's a link underneath the video to join it, because we'll do live streams just for channel members, and you also get the cool little emojis. So
and everybody wants.
I'm gonna have to
those.
make a new
That's
one of
why
you.
you're here.
I need a new one of you though, because I gotta get that hair in there.
No, this hair is not staying long, people. So.
Oh, come on.
He didn't sound New York to me. No, to me either. No, I don't know. The bar guy was the 26th. Somebody's saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. And I'm still not seeing law enforcement. You know, law enforcement's always late with stuff, though. Or in this case, with these Florida law enforcement people, we don't want to be rude, but they're dropping the ball a lot here.
Yeah, that's why
They're
it's
not
just
right
bizarre
on
that
top
they
of
weren't
this.
just having somebody there 24/7 watching and actually maybe there was, and that person fell asleep when he left, and then they don't want to say that, and that guy, you know, I may not be working there too long. It seems like it'd
Yeah.
be totally ridiculous not to have somebody watching that house 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I understand legally they can't, you know, say we're going to have somebody following you and you can't do anything. You know, the guy's free. He's not, you know, in custody. That's fine. But wouldn't you think maybe you have somebody parked down the block? Maybe just watching him to make sure he doesn't take off, since he won't speak in the case. You would think that that's maybe a good idea. I don't know. And then the guy, the spokesperson, police guy, he's mad at us because we're not happy about this. I don't care what you Facebook people say. I'm thinking, sir,
Yeah.
the whole world is following Gabby's case and they're not happy with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, people aren't happy with him, but I think that we don't have the right to get to know all their investigative stuff. We all want to know all that stuff. The thing that they should answer is, how did you not have surveillance on this guy? When you know, that is something. That's a legitimate, you know, question. That's, you know, people do need the right to know to that, because then it makes you feel like we're not safe because you're not doing the things you should be doing.
Somebody just updated their tweet. I would like to say that I deleted my last tweet regarding a body found because I was informed it wasn't a body, it was a person walking in the woods.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see where that goes. See, that's why we don't just go, yay, they did something. You know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, give me a report from the sheriff's department or something.
Yeah.
A tweet. If you guys see that one, let me know. Not some. Oh, did you hear it said body, everybody? It said body. There's no doubt. Let's go. Hey, it is. Oh, I heard stupid there right at the end. You heard that for sure.
Is that a damn spirit box?
Yeah, I just have one clip that goes over and over again. I need a new one. I need a fresh spirit box sound for sure.
No, I'm going to go with we don't need that.
Yeah.
All right. Clary says.
Well, not you, but I need one.
Yeah, you need one for your channel.
Police say they have reason to believe that Brian Laundrie may be hiking here, or may be in this area. The Northport Police Department, FBI, and other agency partners actively searching this vast area of the Carlton Reserve. His family, Brian's family, told police that they believe that he entered this area earlier this week, possibly. They said this is one of his favorite spots to come.
See? One of his favorite spots.
Now, the Carlton Reserve is more than 25,000 acres. So again, multiple agencies that will be searching through this brush.
Oh, wait, let me just tell you something. I'm just going to randomly say that I was on a conversation earlier with somebody that would have the connections, have the inside, and they said that and this is what they said, so take this with some grains of salt. This was regarding another case. He's somebody that works for one of the, I can't tell you. But anyways, he said that there's a gun missing from the house.
He said there's a gun missing from Brian's home?
Yeah, something like that. That's what he said they heard. So.
And this is a source close to the...
It's a source that, they would be able to get inside information. I'll actually message you.
I know what you're saying. Okay.
On the side. Let me tell you here in a second.
There's a gun missing. Well, that's...
Well, but take that with a grain of salt. Don't say, oh, Gray said that. That's a fact. Okay, because if you go out there and start saying Gray said that, okay, yeah. I'm just going to let you know that that's just something that I was told as a possibility, and I'm going to message you over here who it is.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
The Northport police scanner incident is unrelated to Gabby Petito or Brian Laundrie. People are spreading misinformation. It was actually a call at a residential address looking for two females on foot, one wearing black and one wearing white athletic pants. What is happening? Could this case get stranger?
Yeah.
I mean...
Wow. Yeah, it's just... so that was all rumor stuff from earlier, right? The body.
So far, I don't know. So far, this is absurd.
Yeah.
Let me read what you sent. Oh. I would probably think that's true then, Gray, that there could be a gun missing. If that person
yeah, so okay. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I would think it's true, but we can't say that it's a fact.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a fact. I'm just saying that,
Okay.
I'll tell you more about that later, that whole situation.
Yeah.
There, but, all right, here we go. It was regarding the
you can see
Schneeoberholzer.
this area here, how dense it is with the bushes and the trees and the grass, and this area, 25,000 acres. So they will be searching out here. They just got out here within the last hour or two. That's when our crews arrived, and you can stay with WFLA on air and online on social media. We will continue bringing you the latest on this case. Reporting live in Northport, Christine McClarty, 8 on your side.
All right, then here we go.
Crazy.
We've got about 50 law enforcement personnel back here in the park. This is kind of an opening to more than 25,000 acres that are over here into the Carlton Reserve. So obviously it's a vast area. It seems like that's nothing new in this case, but that's what's going on here. We got 5 different local agencies, including the FBI, helping us with it.
What is the hope that Brian is actually out here still, especially since the parents haven't seen him allegedly since Tuesday?
We're hopeful.
Hey, check
We're
your
hopeful that
Facebook
he's,
message.
You know, out here. Certainly, we prepare for all different.
I was going to have you check your
possibilities.
Facebook message.
But you know, our goal is to locate him and bring him back to Northport.
What makes you think it's this area that he might be in?
His family says that this is a place that he frequents. They also believe that this is where he came. And again, this is according to them.
And does he like to hike in this area? Like, what does he do here?
That's my understanding. That's what they've believed. They believe that he came out here on Tuesday.
And what exactly did they tell you about what happened on Tuesday? Was it in the evening? Like, he walked out? Did he say anything to his parents?
He had his backpack. He said that this is where he was coming.
And did he say why?
Not that I'm.
Why they waited?
Not that I know.
Why did they wait until yesterday to tell you that this?
That's a great question. You know, we've obviously been trying to reach the family and them to get answers in this case since Saturday.
He's so blah.
The first time that we've had any in-depth full conversation with them was yesterday. Their attorney called and said the family is concerned about Brian's whereabouts. They would like to file a missing persons report.
Has the federal agency
No, there you are. Look at there you are.
Cell phone tracking?
Of course.
Does that bring you here along with what the parents
Terrible.
I do not believe that's what brought us here. I believe that we're acting. Some of that stuff takes time.
See, he gives some indications of the mental state of Brian during this press conference.
To get all of that, we've been working on that for basically where they've been for the last 3 weeks. So certainly over the last 12 hours, I don't know that we've been able to triangulate that, if you will. But we are certainly, at this point, we're going by their word. We're going by the family's word of where they think that he's at. We believe that his vehicle may have been here too.
And when the family said yesterday that he had been this since Tuesday, did they say that he was here yesterday, or is this something they just told you guys today?
They said the last time they saw him is when he came here.
You mentioned his vehicle. What about the vehicle? Was the vehicle found on site?
It was not.
It was not. Where was the vehicle found?
It was at the laundry's home.
At their home?
Yes.
Well, you said that they thought that he was in his vehicle.
Right.
So, I mean, if it was at their house, why would they think that?
I mean, look, we're going by their word. We believe that vehicle did make its way from here back to that house.
Do we think his skills could maybe be more of a challenge since he's used to being outdoors and it's so rugged out here? Could he be deeply affected?
Yeah, I mean, these are people that were living off the grid in different areas. You know, I don't know how frequently if he would come out here and do, you know, day-long hikes or whatever. I mean, it's you could be out here for months if you wanted.
You've got the vehicle tracked here, and then he found it back home. Is there any indication that there might be somebody aiding him in his attempts to evade?
Well, any indication?
Any indication that maybe there'd be somebody else that brought
I mean,
the
I
car
think,
back?
you know, we have to go by what they're telling us at this point. Certainly, we are looking at, you know, to corroborate all of the information we've received.
And what day did the vehicle leave the house, and what day did it return? Was that all on Tuesday?
I believe it was Tuesday. I actually, as far as it coming here, I do not know the date that it was returned.
And what type of vehicle was it?
I believe, you know, we're getting into some things that I think I certainly have not had a conversation about what I can say and what I can't. But we know the answer to that.
With the search operation, this is thousands of acres and heavily wooded. What obstacles are you guys facing out here?
Yeah.
Well, you just named it.
So they're
right?
talking about
I mean, we
the
got
other
wooded. It's
footage.
been wet.
Pause, Gray.
It's hot.
Okay.
Northport Police. There are currently false reports of a body being located where we are searching. Completely fake.
Yeah.
Are you running their Twitter? Because that sounds like you. There are currently false reports of a body being located where we are searching. Completely fake.
Right. And that's why we don't say that that's something that's real until you see something. You know, we said that there are people saying that. So you might want to start, you know, realizing where you're going to maybe get, you know, we'll definitely tell you, like, you know, here's something that we heard, and, you know, don't take it.
No, we're never going to report something unless law enforcement is confirming it. Those are troll Twitter accounts. You cannot go and just report those things and then, you know, are people going to correct themselves? I mean, this is currently all over Twitter. It's all over Facebook. It's flying across YouTube. It's
I mean,
not true.
I mean,
yet.
what we're saying is what we told you what people are saying, but we aren't going to say that that's what is true because there's no official mention of it at all. So don't believe that until you see that. That's, you know, I mean,
you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Can you slow the live a little? A few people have asked to slow it, the chat a bit. The membership link.
What's the channel plus the?
I will give it to you.
Yeah, let me slow this down. Okay, I'm gonna make it 40. What? A minute now or 45 seconds?
Maybe a minute.
Okay. Oh, that's true, man. I didn't even think. You got 3808. Yeah, definitely need to slow that down. Okay. There we go. It's a minute now. And
Here you go. That should be the membership link, I think. Should be it.
Probably is. If you just type in / join at the end.
That's not true. Most of the YouTubers are posting what is out there. You don't have to verify before posting. That means nothing. Well, you should, if you can verify, just because this is moving really fast. We're not blaming any YouTubers, Twitter people or Facebookers. Okay. We're not blaming anybody. We're saying, go and do your research too. Don't just count on somebody else doing the research. Make sure that you're going out and looking. Now, do I put a lot of faith in Northport police that they could be lying to us, or, who knows, right? I mean, they're saying completely fake is what they're saying right now. Does that mean it's completely fake? Probably. We don't know yet. We'll see. We know his car was over there allegedly free because his parents went over there and he had left. This is one of his favorite places to visit. His parents found his car there and drove the car back to the house. We know the car was there last night, and we know it was missing one of the days the police were on scene there, or cameras were on scene anyway. There was no silver Mustang or whatever it is. And the parents told the police, we drove the car back. So
yeah, so I mean, we're relying on what they said, but that seems like something that's probably pretty reasonable. That's what happened. I mean, it'd be weird for them to be that involved in covering things up and exposing themselves to prison time for obstruction of justice.
I agree, Brian, Joe. Very odd that the parents would drive the car back, especially in this situation. Very, very strange.
That part is weird. I don't like that.
Yes, Facebook does own Instagram. Somebody's asking about that. Does Brian have a criminal record? I don't believe so. Not as far as I know.
No, I think Brian Joe's been an outright good. Oh, that Brian. Okay, never mind. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's on my channel. I was, he's Hey, Brian Joe, you're okay. You're okay, Brian. You're okay. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna keep playing.
But I mean, we have drones up. We have four-wheelers. And we've got 50 people who are used to dealing with these types of elements. I mean, most of these folks are from Florida and know what it's like.
And it sounds like something could have probably solved a lot quicker if people would just talk to you. It seems like they're going in
you got the good questions today.
Family, I guess.
Yeah.
Or if he's even watching this, what would you say? I mean, it's like
sure.
A bunch of questions.
Well, I mean, this is where we're at. I mean, that's the bottom line. Our job is, Brian is a resident of this community. Brian was not a suspect in a crime. Brian was a person of interest and a missing person. We're not following him everywhere he's going. There's been some of that, that conversation floating out there, and that's just not how it works.
Could you tell us how it works for those that don't know?
No, I can't tell you exactly how it always works, but what I know is that were we trying to keep an eye out kind of where he's at so that when needed we could potentially reach him? Yes, but our focus was putting resources on trying to find Gabby. We knew that Brian wasn't willing to talk. That was abundantly clear. We were attempting, so we were putting our resources on trying to find Gabby. We knew we would deal with Brian eventually, but this is certainly a twist.
Is there any concern, especially since the parents withheld this information, that this could be just another decoy, maybe a way to throw you off for a little bit while he moves on?
Well, I'll leave that speculation to you guys. You know, don't forget, I mean, you know, I don't know. I've never had a missing child in my life, but I think you get to, you know, a point of concern, whether that be a day, 2 days, 3 days. I think that depends on the individual and the circumstances. Remember, I mean, you know, Gabby's parents, it was a significant amount of time before they became concerned. You know, I can't fully answer it.
And did the parents say anything about Gabby last night, or did they only want to talk about Brian?
Their attorney was on the phone with us and, you know, was giving them counsel as we spoke, and all of the conversation was only about the whereabouts of Brian.
Is there any chance Gabby's with him?
No, I have no information.
Listen, we're not going to help you at all find Gabby, but can you help us now with our kid? Screw you.
And that is...
So you mentioned
Even
earlier
likely.
today there was canines out there. They had some articles of clothing. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
so we've received a couple questions overnight about, you know, there was some things taken out of the home yesterday during the, you know, this missing person investigation, and those were articles of clothing for our canines to be able to get a scent.
And for those that keep asking, you know,
Yeah. I didn't say that there is a gun missing. I said there's a source who said that. Pretty good source. You don't know. We don't know if that's true or not. Okay.
a person of interest, you want to talk to him, but he wouldn't communicate at all. He didn't want to talk to you guys at all. For those thinking, why not just arrest him or bring him in and force him to talk? What that?
We don't have a crime. You know, we're looking for somebody. You know, I mean, that's it. I mean, we can't go just pulling people in. He certainly has the Fifth Amendment not to speak. And you know, we're respectful of that. We get it. We're frustrated. Just a couple more, please. I'm sure I could stay here all day.
Fifth Amendment right?
That's a technical question. I think that's accurate. When you go to the door and you say we'd like to, are you willing to speak with us about what's going on? And they say, here's the name and number for our attorney. I mean, I don't know if they actually said that, physical words of that. But
Can you tell us the name of the attorney?
that's been widely publicized. I don't have
Any
that.
chance that the family thinks he's suicidal?
I don't know that I'm comfortable
So that's a yes.
saying that. I think we can, you know, anything's possible.
See, he's saying they asked if they think if the family thinks that Brian's suicidal, and he said, yeah, I'm not comfortable answering that. Anything's possible. But then later, at the very end, he says something that makes you think that he was.
Can you speak to some of the tactics? I know there's canine units and different things that are going on. Just what you guys are using to search this
Sure.
area?
So we've got, you know, 5-6 different agencies that are out there. We've got 50 plus folks. We've had drones in the air. We've got bloodhounds, canines, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, certainly out there. It's very wet.
Who's leading the search?
We are working in conjunction with the FBI to lead this investigation.
We saw airboats being used earlier. Is that part of the investigation as well?
Actually, I have not heard the word airboat. It's possible. This canal that runs, is that where you saw him right here in this canal? Yeah. So what they did is they started the search.
Yeah, that's sort of a good question. Has anybody seen him while he's been in Florida?
Great question.
I mean, that is kind of true, right? Is there really anybody out there?
At all.
I mean, since they picked the car, well, I guess he had to get the car there, right? So he did come back to Florida.
No.
I guess he could have paid somebody to drive it, right?
Let's think about this. She asked if the cops have ever laid eyes on him there.
The cops.
We have no idea. We know that when they came to his door, they handed the police a letter from their attorney. The parents did. So have they ever actually had their eyes on Brian? We don't know. We have no idea because they said that Brian did not stay at his parents' home for their safety. He was concerned for their safety. So he was staying with relatives in that general vicinity in Florida somewhere. Well, where? We haven't seen him. How many reporters have been down there, Gray? Have you seen him anywhere?
No. No.
Neither.
Hmm.
What if the dad drove the van back there?
Like he flew there and then drove the van back? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, seems like he was kind of in that area. We would have went and got it. But then, where is he? But I don't know. Where do you think he would be then? Then you open the door from just crazy.
That is odd. Where he hasn't been caught on one reporter's camera, not one.
Yeah, you'd think they would just be able to get something. And
this case has taken over Twitter. It's taken over Facebook. It's taking over YouTube.
Oh my God! Look at I'm gonna make it like 2 minutes.
Never been seen on any camera. Thank you, Brandy Honey. The police have not physically seen him. However, the neighbors did see him when he returned home. Thanks, Franny.
Okay,
so
the
that's
neighbors did.
interesting.
Yeah, well, the police
Where is this guy?
See, he got home on the 1st apparently, and then on the 11th is when was finally a missing persons report, right? So nobody was thinking, oh, let's go look for Brian. You know.
Well, remember, Gray, what only came out was, I'm sorry to cut you off, was they found the van. They said that they found the van at the residence. They never said we saw Brian and the van.
Right, but he was there. He got home on the 1st. A neighbor saw him, and that means for 10 days he could have just been walking around doing whatever he wanted, and nobody's going. There's no reporters looking for him because the mother of Gabby didn't even report her missing till the 11th.
Sure, the 11th. Today's the 18th, and we've never seen him on one news report.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that's the thing, though. But prior to that, he could have been walking around. There was just no reporters, so it kind of narrows the window down between the 11th and today of when he maybe decided to go take off. I think once they got that van, they probably went. He was like, "Oh, they're on to something now," and then he figured, you know. I mean, Tuesday. What day of the week is Tuesday? I mean, that's hold on. That's the 14th. So that's just 3 days after the van, right, was even found, or even the report made.
Stephen Kellogg has a good comment. If Brian was on the run, it makes zero sense for his parents to report him missing before the police figured it out on their own. It's counterproductive. Right. Because his parents are in cahoots with him, just not to say anything. Like, nothing's happening here. Don't look this way. We're not going to talk to you. Talk to our attorney. So why would they? Why would they report him missing? They wouldn't.
I think they felt like he had a suicidal angle. That's what I think.
Possible. Maybe they're protecting their son.
Yeah. Well, you're saying, but why would he report him, right? But they did.
Why? Well, they waited days. They haven't seen their kid since Tuesday.
Yeah.
They know that he returned without his fiance. He returned. He's here. He doesn't want to talk about it. We hire a lawyer. We're not going to talk to anybody. Gabby's parents are calling us like crazy. We're not going to say a word about this. He leaves. We haven't seen him or heard from him since Tuesday. And we don't report him until Friday night?
Well, they might have thought like he was missing. He was going to maybe he told them something like, I'm going to take off for a few days. I'll come back. I got to clear my head. Whatever. And then they find his car, and then they noticed that a gun was missing. Who the hell knows? And then they said, you know what? We need to call the police and let them know what we know, that we found the car at the park.
Do you think the cops are not stopping the protests outside the home because they're upset the family isn't talking? Well, I mean, we do have a right to protest. We don't have a right to go onto their property. But if you stay on the sidewalk's public.
Yeah, but that guy, that interview last night, that guy was pissed that they were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
He was like...
The Josh guy?
Yeah, the other... the guy that was in that interview with the reporter, I can't remember what his name is.
He was not pleased.
Yeah.
He was not pleased.
let me get through this because I think there's something at the end.
In the park area, certainly most of you are not familiar with this park, it's about 200 acres, and then there's a bridge which crosses over into the Carlton, which is about 25,000 acres. So the initial focus was on the 200 acres here, and then spreading out there.
Do you have an estimate of how long it would take to search the entire 2,500?
I do not, but you can imagine a long time.
What do you need for this to become a criminal investigation?
I think we would need official confirmation of a crime.
And would you classify this as a grid search?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
This is where he.
I don't know if you can say that you're 10,000. What is it? 100,000% are involved in hiding, if not dead. I don't know. He could have just driven away, and they didn't say anything for a few days, but now they're worried about what he might have killed himself or something, and so they came forward. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Can you describe the conditions that your teams are in right now and will be in for the next?
It's muddy. It's wet. There are a few unpaved dirt roads that are out there, basically running along power lines. It's a place that people hike. There are mountain biking trails out there. The Myakkahatchee Creek runs from Myakka City, runs down basically into the city. It's also diverted along these man-made canals that are over here.
It's believed that he entered from here?
Correct.
Did Brian own a gun?
I cannot speak to that.
Okay, hear that? Did Brian own a gun? I cannot speak to that.
Any reason that people that live nearby or people that may be in the park should be concerned? Or what advice do you have for them?
Well, I mean, there's 50 law enforcement officers out here, so it's probably the safest place in Northport. I don't have any information that, other people's lives are in danger.
Is the park closed to the public?
It is.
At the moment, do you believe Brian might be in danger?
Sure. I think that's fair to say. I mean, you have somebody, there's an enormous amount of pressure, I'm sure, on him to provide answers on what's going on here.
So that's it right there. Do you think he's in danger? Now he's not thinking that somebody else is after him. He's saying he's in danger from himself because he has a lot of pressure on him, right?
What was his emotional state when he left his parents' house?
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, he probably does know. He just doesn't want to say. And then there's this one on CNBC. Do you want to check that one out? This one's from the night prior, but it's pretty interesting because they bring up the other couple too. And it shows why that we came forward and said, "Hey, look at these connections."
Yeah, they were crazy.
Because there really are connections, and everybody was looking into them. Even these guys. Okay.
And it is obviously important for us to speak with the family, but that's kind of the second half of this. Hopefully, they'll help us get to Gabby. Our focus is obviously on bringing her home, and the search that's going on for her. But there's a lot going on right now.
Our reporter there said that the officers whom you sent took in a bag, and that then they took that bag to search a Mustang that's parked in the driveway. Can you give us any insight into what's happening there?
Well, they're speaking with the family. They're gathering details, and certainly what that is. I think we'll have more information on that. It's just, it's hard. Obviously they don't go in and do these things and then rush right to me to come out and talk with you. So it's happening as we speak. So
yeah, look at somebody typed in this one right here.
What?
Oh my God! This whole time, Brian and Gabby are together trying to get famous. The thing is, my original theory, like the first day, well, not my main theory, was just something that crossed my mind that I mentioned was, this could be some publicity deal to get their YouTube channel going quick instead of the organic way, right?
Yeah, that would be insane.
But imagine what we just said, right? We don't even know if he ever, but we
have no
I guess
idea.
we do know because the neighbor said they saw him, but he came back. But
that Brian Enton on Twitter says the FBI says they're conducting ground surveys in areas of the Grand Teton National Park that are relevant to the investigation into Gabby's disappearance. So we know that they're there and they're doing things.
There you go.
I wish we saw the same presence, though. That's all I can really say.
Be, kind of speculative.
Well, there could be a big presence.
I
We
was
just can't
actually
see it 'cause
thinking
nobody's
more
there.
specifically, and I appreciate that, and we don't want you speculating either.
See, the
But-
coasts are different, like when you got East Coast stuff and California, there's always a lot of people around, but this is way up in Wyoming. I mean,
It is, but I mean, come on. You'd have every person on TikTok trying to film these people searching.
oh,
for
that's
her.
true. Yeah.
TikTok's insane with this story right now. There's no possible way that people could be out there searching for her and you're not going to see it.
You might have been able to know something from the call. I mean, on the phone call, did they say just come over? Or were they saying we have some information we want to share with you? Because those are kind of two different things.
I believe the original phone call actually came in from their attorney, and the details of that we'll have here eventually. The bottom line, if you know anything about where Gabby's at, or if you've seen her or Brian along their journey in the last 3 weeks, we need those details. We certainly do want to speak with Brian. Obviously, he holds some key pieces into their trip. He is not labeled a suspect. Currently, we have a missing person case, not a homicide investigation by any means.
Now,
I get it. I get it. You don't know that
back.
this is a homicide. I understand what this man is saying. It's not a homicide. They left together. They did this whole Instagram thing, YouTube thing, the maps, every camping map. They get in a domestic
squabble
issue on the 12th.
Yeah.
He leaves. We know all of this. So I know that they know all of this. They get into this domestic issue. He flies home for 5 full days and leaves her there. She's got severe anxiety, OCD, other issues. We don't know what they are. Comes back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everything on Instagram changes. She's no longer geotagging her posts. She's posting in the moment posts that she actually posted 6 weeks ago. Then he drives back with her van.
Yeah.
And doesn't report her missing. I'm baffled how this man keeps saying this. Well, he's not a suspect. Well, what is he then, sir? Because where's Gabby? He's more than just a guy who dated her and kind of is like, well, I don't know where she is.
It's kind of
Not
tough,
sure.
though. It's like a suspect of what is what they would say.
A suspect of her disappearance. You were the last one to see her.
Right.
I
think they all
hate to
think
sound
that.
so CSI-ish, that this can be solved in a week, in an hour TV show, but come on. And then you lost him. You completely lost him.
I think everybody knows that he is aware of what happened to her.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows that. I guess they're going to need a body to then say, we think he's responsible for that. Because what if she... See, nothing makes sense, because if she wandered off, he would have said something. Oh my God, she's missing, right? It shows him a total... It's proof of guilt, almost, in terms of, in his mind, all the stuff that he did. Drives home, doesn't even say a damn thing for 10 days. And never, we don't even know if he would have said something today, except for the fact somebody found the van there after the mother reported her missing.
Nothing. This could
With the
not
car.
be more frustrating.
But man, isn't your brain hurting from having these back-to-back crazy stuff going on?
Cases, yeah. I thought the Summer Wells case was crazy, but this is...
Well, this one has a lot more facts than the Summer Wells one. Times and dates and things.
Or didn't say anything to anybody and still hasn't. You've called it odd. And today, for the first time, I heard police describe progress having been made. Can you help us understand on what front you might have made some progress?
Sure. Every single day. We've received over 1,000 tips easily. We are pinpointing, getting surveillance video, getting back data from cell phone providers and other electronic devices and that sort of thing. So putting that all together, that is progress every single day. I think there was a first half of your question about him. I don't recall what it was.
Well, she's not there. He drives the car, he drives the vehicle back to the house and doesn't say anything to anybody for, by our account, about 10 days. And then you guys go walking up to the front door and the family hands you a note saying, go talk to our lawyer, and that's it. That's beyond odd. And it sounds like you may be at a point, some legal analysts have suggested that you could be at a point where you could compel a conversation. Has that been discussed?
I can assure you that we will do anything we can to compel a conversation with Brian within the law. It is odd. It does not look good. Let's be blunt about it. It does not look good at all. However, we can't completely rush to judgment. But certainly we have to plan for the worst. And I think we're making all of those, those investigative
Seemed like they would have had
means and those,
something.
in that direction. However, we are still holding out hope.
We spoke with Gabby's stepfather, who's raised her all her life.
How about theft of a vehicle? Like, wouldn't that be something they could just immediately gone in and?
What if he was on her insurance? Then maybe not, because I know that she didn't want to drive the van very far on her own, which confused me, because the police on the 12th left her with the van. Maybe because it's in her name and he's just an authorized driver. But that's what I was thinking. If they couldn't arrest him for taking her car across the country, why not? He'd have to be an authorized driver, I would assume. I've got to go check on Scott. I will be right back.
Yeah.
Earlier in this newscast, he's out where the search is going on, as I'm sure you know. And from that same area today, we got a one-sentence notice that this disappearance, this missing person case, is in no way related to that double homicide that we've been covering in Moab, the same place where Gabby and Brian were around the same time of that homicide. Were you guys coordinating on that release in any way? But I'm curious if you have a clue how they are so sure it's not related. Because to have that assurance, you'd have to have a level of information beyond our understanding.
Sure. Well, what we know is we've been talking about that case for a couple days, and it is a huge coincidence. Lots of theories and speculation. And I believe initially, the law enforcement agencies in that area had said that anything and everything's on the table. And I believe that it has been. That is still and currently a separate investigation. So we haven't necessarily been completely filled in on that investigation, other than it could potentially be related to ours. But it just hasn't and didn't get to that level. Once there's really not a connection there, we're not really privy to, some of those investigative details.
So that was
Shepard Smith here.
That's right, Shepard Smith on the news. Shepard Smith, CNBC TV. All right. Yeah. By the way, if you're trolls in here, we'll just see the comments and then you'll be blocked from the channel permanently. If you're going to be bashing any of the hosts on here, well, you just aren't going to last too long. Okay, so you might as well use up all of your accounts at this point, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of you. All right. Hey, but make sure to hit that like button, right? We've only got 1,685 likes, and yet there's 4,990 people watching. And I think that math doesn't work out. So when you come in, make sure to hit that like button. Or as a matter of fact, you can even hit the dislike button. It's just do something for God's sakes, okay? All right, it just shows an engagement. They're equal. Both of them are equal. As a matter of fact, one of my best videos that has almost 3 million views on it, in the Kanika Jenkins case, is about 50-50. Because they like the arguing. People go back and forth, right? So there you go. All right, let me go back to earlier. This lady here was on TikTok. It was pretty interesting.
Wow, on this Gabby Petito
Riley
case. So hear
Lively.
me out. Wait.
Riley Lively.
I think I found something new. So there's an app called All Trails app, right? And you can search people, you can follow them. Well, I found Gabby Petito's and all the trails she saved. Now, keep in mind, this part's important. There was another TikToker on here who said she picked up Brian as a hitchhiker, and this is where she picked him up at. Now, she had picked him up Coulter Bay and dropped him off down here. So keep in mind, this little area right below this curve, right over here is where she picked him up hitchhiking, okay? No Gabby, no van. And I think that was August 29th. Now, don't let the location fool you. This is Gabby's. You can tell by the maps and the lists and everything she has saved. You can tell it's her. Now, let's go into lists. Now, at the very bottom of her list, it cut off on my screenshot. It says to Yellowstone. All right? Because she said she was going to Yellowstone, right? Now, look at the trails she has saved. Now, I screenshotted it. So here we go. Grand Teton Park, Coulter Bay. Now, here we go. We're going to look at the maps. Okay, watch this. Coulter Bay Village. That's right where that woman picked up Brian when he was hitchhiking. Coulter Bay, she said. Okay. All these 3 trails right here are all in Coulter Bay. Now just wait. There's a couple more as well.
Yeah, what if something happened to her at Coulter Bay? They were together. But then why would he need the ride out of there? Oh boy. Blue and Chloe saw a squirrel.
Now this one is more north. Like, you start here and you end up here. I don't know. Maybe the van's up north? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that, I mean, this is an actual website too that you can go to. On this website right here. Here it is. This is her Gabby Petito lists. You got the 2 Yellowstone right here. It had Zion National Park. It had all the different places. So she seemed to be using it. And then right over here you've got I thought that was interesting, the John D. Rockefeller Jr. Memorial. That's the name of that road. If you go to here, that's this road. Where is that? Hold on. Yeah, right here actually. See that? Can you guys read that? John D. Rockefeller Jr. Parkway. So that one goes east, but then that road also still goes up here. I think. I don't know where it ends, where it's not called that anymore, but I know it's called that right in this area. I saw it a few minutes ago. There it is. John D. Rockefeller Jr. Parkway. And they were driving on that. And then it continues that way. And so that gives you a little bit even more information that maybe it's east where they were camping down that road. Because what's interesting is after the hitchhiker picked him up right here, this is the route, and then right in here, in this area, he said, oh, no, okay, drop me off. So they probably were heading this way and then quickly just dropped him off here, and then he possibly went back up here and hitchhiked to go this way, down the Snake River. All right, so there you go, you got that. Let's see. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they were camping this direction? How about this? East or north? So it'd be north or east of, let's see, Coulter Bay. East or north of Coulter Bay. And then I'll change these to north, east. All right, go ahead. But why would he go this direction and then knowing that he needed to go that way? He let them drive them that long? 20 minutes? I think. Huh? Nah. Yeah, I think he went back to the van. And, that's what's weird about that theory that I came up with earlier. What if she did something to herself? They get in another fight. He distances himself, takes off. Then he goes back to the van again. And that's why he's freaking out later at the gas station, thinking, oh, man, it's my fault that she did that to herself. Because what if he berated her like he's done many times? And then she tries to hit him again or whatever. He takes off. Then he comes back and then she's not alive when he gets back. I don't know. That'd be pretty weird, wouldn't it? Because all this other stuff makes sense too in that scenario, that he would drive all the way back home, not want anybody to know because he would feel exactly the same as he is right. I don't know. That's just the alternate theory there. You still there?
Met Girl has questioned, why didn't his parents just buy him another airline ticket? Why did he drive the van? Oh, great question. And then somebody else said, did Brian have an all trails? Yes, he did.
Well, that was his mistake. He should have flown back. But he was probably worried leaving the van there with her would have been easy to find, and there'd be a lot more questions, even more questions at that point.
Brian's all trails includes Peekaboo Loop, on July 21st,
Mm-hmm.
and Sheep Creek Hot Springs on July 10th. Those are the only two maps that he has. He did not list any of his activities. As far as completed, he didn't put anything in there.
You know what's interesting is the last Instagram is the 13th. That's just like that. I think not Instagram. What's the place where they were posting all their images? Is that Instagram?
That's Instagram, yes.
Yeah, like the 13th, I think was his last post on there. I think, which is weird because that's that exact date that they're in hotels, and that's what made me even think more that it was related to the other case. You know, it's just everything, just 13th.
Let's see. Bizarre Designs Instagram, his last post was on August 13th. Yep.
Yeah.
And it says, humans are primates, great apes, in fact, but I don't know all how great we are as species.
It's weird shit.
Chimpanzees share 98.8% of their DNA with humans, our closest living relative. But as I see it, every living creature is in some way our relative, even trees. Okay, this is quite a long post.
Yeah. You don't have to read it if you don't want to.
No, and then it's just him. It's all pictures of him on the 13th. Usually it's him and Gabby. But these are all of him on August 13th. And he talks about biodegradable packaging. And he's at the Arches National Park on that day. So his last 3 posts. 4, 5, 6. Several of his last posts. The last one he posted of him and Gabby together was July 16th. But he did do a lot of Instagram stories with the two of them together. So.
And on the 13th, that's interesting because that was the day after their fight. They've got back together, and somebody's taking pictures of him. I doubt there's a tripod. And some of those shots, he's like far away. You'd have to time it.
Right.
I think they're back together right then, and obviously, she must have driven. He drove to the airport, and then she had the van on the 17th, and then we don't know where she was staying between the 17th and the 23rd. And then on the 24th, they both check out. So he probably got back on the 23rd, stayed overnight with her in the hotel. They check out on the 24th. And then they make it up to Grand Tetons on the 25th, seen by a witness in the parking lot there. And then on the 27th, she sent a text message, and on the 30th sent one. I think the 27th might be real. Maybe. I don't know.
So 1 second. Natalie from California. A goodbye post was deleted yesterday afternoon. That is not his account.
Yeah, it was fake.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you look at his account, the underscore at the very end, it's just 1 underscore. There's a spam account that is imitating him that has 2 underscores. You got to look close, but that's not him. So that goodbye post is a lie.
I think we actually
girl may be a host. She was in Teen Vogue in 2017 for a Twitter stunt that went viral.
Who?
Well, she has text messages to her mom saying that she picked up a hitchhiker. And then her mom is like, turn on your location right now. What are you, crazy? Picking up hitchhikers?
Yeah.
I mean, could it be a lie?
Yeah. I guess it could be, but this is a direct witness that's talking out there. There's no way for any of us to verify if it's true or not, but she's literally, it's not, she heard from somebody. She's saying, this is what I saw. Now, could it be maybe some other random person that looked kind of like him? I guess.
Sure. But we don't know, so, and she's saying, she gives her full name, right? Her legal full name. And she said that she's spoken to law enforcement. Hopefully if it's a hoax of any sort, then, they're going to get on top of her. But
I wonder, the 17th to the 23rd trip home has always been like, what were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
According to Gabby's parents, he was at home moving their stuff into a storage unit, which I find crazy because her stuff has not been returned to her parents.
And
so
why would he be doing that? Yeah, why would?
And
he
why
be
did
doing
it take 5 days?
And why did they need to put their stuff in a storage unit? Because they're going to move at some point, but then why not just move out of the house again? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
So mean, allegedly. Gray, check your email. Or somebody would like for you to check your email.
Oh, oops! I'm signed into So Mean. So you might see comments that say So Mean, but they could be from either one of us at any time.
Yeah, it might be either of us.
Yeah, so the ones that are probably the mean sounding ones, those are from me. Okay.
Yes. If they're rude, they're gray. On this channel. Is it illegal to spread misinformation on social media? Mr. Tomato Head, unfortunately, it's not. It should be. It should be. It's not. Just like, what? Up until 15 minutes ago, everybody was reporting that there is a dead body. No, there's not. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they should do that.
You can be rude too sometimes. It's
I
okay.
am rude on my own channel, sir.
But
this is the professional channel.
Okay, but I'm trying not to be. I try. Look at you. Got to admit, like, man, I am.
You're
like
great over here. I swear.
I am an angel over here. I'm not even close to that over there. Okay, so this is what was sent. Apparently, this guy is a. Let me get rid of that.
Yeah, this is the guy that I'm saying I don't believe because
the
reason I didn't believe this guy is because he says that Brian's got a thick New York accent. Now, we've listened to Brian. Do you think he has this thick New York accent?
No, but you can switch back and forth to a Boston accent.
True.
You're pretty good at it.
When I get aggravated, I do switch really fast.
Yeah.
You can't understand a word I'm saying. So, I mean, let's listen to it. Let's see. Do we think this guy's credible or?
Yeah, let's see.
I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, but this is my first TikTok. I had to remake my video. It seems like I had done enough TV, I would be good at this, but this is my first TikTok. This is in regards to the Brian Laundrie and Gabby, the missing girl. I had taken a trip the end of August from Louisiana up through Colorado and Montana and Wyoming. I picked a friend up at the Jackson Hole Airport on August 26th, Thursday, that morning. And we went through Jackson Hole. Then we went through the Tetons and Yellowstone. We came out the West Gate. And we stayed at West Yellowstone, Montana for the evening. We went out to a restaurant that night called Bullwinkle's. And about 10 o'clock, we moved into the bar. There was us and another couple that we had met while we were eating dinner. We were discussing things, politics. Block. We moved into the bar.
Where is this?
So Montana.
Hold on.
Then we went through the Tetons and Yellowstone. We came out the West Gate, and we stayed at West Yellowstone, Montana for the evening. We went out to a restaurant that night called Bullwinkle's, and about 10 o'clock we moved into the bar. There was us and another couple that we had met while we were eating dinner. We were discussing things, politics, guns, hunting, all the stuff you don't talk about in a bar. And there was a guy at the end of the bar that was just quiet. He was visibly bothered or mad, it looked like, when we came in. And I guess our conversation just kind of irritated that fact when he finally made a comment, something about stupid Southerners and Republicans. And I kind of laughed and said, well, where are you from? And he said that he was from New York in a pretty strong New York accent. And said his name was Brian. And I said, as we laughed, I said, well, you picked an odd place, the middle of nowhere, a small town in Montana. What did you expect, that you weren't going to run into any conservatives or Republicans? Anyway, not much else was said. He made a couple of remarks, and we went back to our conversation. It was just a creepy encounter. It was one of those situations where it was kind of one of those people. It was almost like he looked through you. I didn't notice him using a phone, things that the FBI have asked. We did notice that he had a backpack. We left about 11:50, and he was still there. My friend was visibly uncomfortable. She even made a comment on the way to the car about serial killers and kept watching behind us to make sure he wasn't following us. And I assured her that it wasn't an issue. I mean, I'm concealed carry. I was actually armed when we were in the bar. And we went to the hotel. We did talk about it on the way home. It was odd. In the last few days, though, we've watched the news and realized that was the guy. That was Brian, this girl's fiance. So we contacted the FBI. Both of us made reports to the FBI. And just kind of watching the news now and seeing where it goes. But that was our encounter.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
So, okay, it's possible. A lot of people are making a good point in the chat that for a Southerner with that accent, I might sound to him like, super Bostonian, even if my Boston accent's not coming out. I don't know. But did Gabby not say that they did not drink at all? I'm pretty positive I've heard that, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, this isn't really much information. It's just saying that, allegedly, maybe Brian might be an angry drunk. He may not like conservatives. I do know that he was pretty anti-government, according to some social media posts, kind of live off the grid type of guy. So I don't know. I sound very Boston-y, Lacey. Okay, so yeah, maybe. It doesn't really add anything, Nelly, no.
No.
Just where he may have been.
So I can show you where that was because I looked it up as you were.
Yeah, he has no reason to lie. I mean, really.
But like here,
but he did say something like, "I've done enough TV," so I don't know who that guy is. Who is he? Is he somebody famous? I don't know.
I don't know who he is. But anyway, this is the town where the hitchhiking was, and then this bar is. If you keep going up this road right here, and then. This west entrance right here was also mentioned in the Daybell case. So there's Bullwinkle's right there, but that's why this pin here is because of the Daybell case, which is weird. Look at that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're like literally a half block away, right? So I guess
Are all our cases intertwining now? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
What the weirdo. I heard Brian's like 23 or 24.
Yep.
Maybe they're covering alcohol. I don't know. But we can't, so what can we clear up right now? Gabby still hasn't been found. The FBI did tweet about Gabby a little while ago. There is no dead body on the scanner. The scanner reports were a lie. That's according to the Florida police, the Northport police. No. We have heard that potentially, possibly, there's a gun missing from the laundry home. That is not a fact. That is from a pretty credible source that Gray knows, but we cannot say that that's a fact at all.
Yeah.
And the search, in my opinion, for Brian seems a hell of a lot bigger than what we've been able to see in the search for Gabby. Now, somebody I think TAC said something like that area was lit up where Gabby was last seen with helicopters last night. So let's hope that they are searching for her, but
yeah,
we just don't know.
So at this point, we're just kind of waiting for them. I think they're really focused in on finding Brian at a really frantic pace because he's got the answers.
Right.
He has the answers, and they probably want to find him alive. And if he's not alive, hopefully he left a note. I think if he killed himself, there's a decent possibility he left a note, based on.
I would hope so.
Yeah, decent possibility. But.
Can we break and play the information on Jelani Day?
Yeah.
While we have enough people in here, there is another case out there. of a young man, Jelani Day, and he's missing too. And his story deserves just as much. It's not as crazy, viral, confusing as this case, but this is his mother.
Yeah, this is Mom. I'll play this, and then you can go through the rest after that.
Go ahead.
And he called me that morning because he waits. They're going on a trip for Thanksgiving, and we were paying for Airbnb, and he had money that he was paying his portion for, and he called me that morning because he waits till the last minute to do stuff. And he said, Mama, I sent you the money to pay Aunt Ruby, and he told me he was going to class and that he would talk to me later. He called me back, told me he put the money in my account. And he said, Mama, I just wanted to hear your voice. And I just want to hear him call me and say that again. I just want to hear him call me and say, Mama, I just called you because I just want to hear your voice. Because that's what he did. He would call me just to hear my voice. So I want to hear his voice. I want to hear his voice. So I want Jelani to come back.
That was all that was on there. But you know that part about when she says he wanted to hear her voice, it sort of sounded like a final thing, but then maybe it's something he said all the time. It was hard to figure out what that might mean.
Well, in going through all their social media, I see that they talked just about every day. And he was a graduate student. He was going to be a speech pathologist. And he was last seen in a clothing store. He was caught on surveillance. He was in a white car. His clothes that he had on in the surveillance were later found in the car, and he was gone. I don't know if he purchased clothes and changed into them and took off on his own. I have no idea. But, it is really hard when people, there's a comment, oh, this is too confusing to add another case. You know what? His case deserves just as much attention.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he's not a beautiful young blonde doesn't mean that his case shouldn't have just as much attention. And that's the problem we have.
No, I totally agree. I say the similar thing, but notice how 400 people left as soon as we switched over
Absolutely.
to this.
And it's not right.
And you guys are
It's
sick
not
people,
right.
sick people out there. But anyways, we put it on right now because we've got a lot more eyes on it than it would have been right at the beginning of the show when there was 8, 9, 1,000. Now there's 5. Now, when we look at the surveillance shots here, I think that this, for me, it feels like he's aware of cameras. He's looking at one here, it looks like. And then this one, his head's down, like he's trying to conceal himself a little bit. And then you said that the clothes that he's wearing right here were in the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no word if the new clothes are in the vehicle. That would be
Or
very
if he
alarming.
purchased any new clothes, we don't know.
Yeah, like if let's just say he did purchase new clothes and they're not in the car, to me that would mean he changed clothes to something else, but still something bad could happen to him then. Yeah. Although it's a little bit like, he's trying to not be seen or something at that point, right? If that is the case. But so what else?
Well,
what else you have?
We are going to talk about this case. We're going to be posting about this case, and I would hope that people have heart for it too. Okay, just because the Summer Wells case went viral because her parents are kind of a mess. Okay, and Gabby's case is viral because of the strange circumstances with her and her boyfriend. Not every case is going to have some sensationalized aspect to it, but he has a whole family and classmates and teachers and instructors who love him. Okay. So he was in Illinois. His car was found in Peru, Illinois. The last town he was seen in was called Normal, Illinois. I'm going to make a whole video and upload it to my channel. I don't know if Gray is going to cover him further as well, but I will be for sure. So,
yeah, I mean,
we just wanted to make sure that he got mentioned and got included in this.
Oh man,
You know, that's one of the things. His mom was on, you know, she had an interview, and she's like, I wish, you know, I wish the FBI was helping. I wish that his case could be heard by all these thousands of people. And it broke my heart today. And I thought, wow, you know, Gray and I are going to go live today, and we're going to cover Gabby like everybody else on YouTube. But what about this guy? What about the other thousands of people who are missing? And of course, you can't cover every single one, but it's crazy to me that there were just 5,000 people and now there are 4,500 people.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, who the hell is this guy? We're not interested in him. He's not Gabby.
Yeah, they're probably either the trolls or the.
It's so
they're
frustrating.
just so flaky. Like, where's the next little fake piece of information I can find on Gabby's case?
So that I can spread it around and, you know.
Yeah, I hate it. But well,
But
what
the
else?
known. Sorry, go ahead.
What else do you have on this one? I was actually going to get you right back to it. So
Yeah, no, sure. I just want to quickly just say what I do know about Jelani Day's case, okay? So his family last spoke to him on the evening of 8/23/21. They made attempts to locate him, and they were unsuccessful. He had not shown up to class for several days, okay? And again, he is... The CSD program is lifting up prayers for Jelani Day and his family. Jelani graduated from Alabama A&M in Communicative Sciences and Disorders in 2018. He was accepted into the graduate program at Illinois State University fall of 2021 to further pursue speech-language pathology as a career. He was reported missing by the chair of ISU speech pathology on Wednesday, 8/25. The city of Bloomington, Illinois, police, in conjunction with the Peru Police Department and his family, are searching for him. So there is one thing that I'm going to include in my video, but there's a code that you can use at Staples, any Staples, to go get flyers, put them up if you're near that area, anywhere. And I will say his car was found. And unfortunately, you know, his clothes were in it. So could he have taken off on his own? Sure. Could he have been robbed? Could something horrible have happened to him? Yes. There was a body found. And the coroner said that it could take weeks before they can determine whether or not it was him. We have no idea. We have no idea if it's him. So
that sounds like he had a lot of stuff to live for, not disappear. Going to graduate school. And...
Great family, great siblings. You can see how close they were. The photos, the posts, you know, the mother took different people in the family's text messages from him and posted them on the Find Jelani Day page. And it's just like him, hey, happy birthday, I love you, hearts and smiles and kisses. And it's just like, gosh, he's just gone. You know, it's crazy.
And yet it's so weird that the clothes that you're seeing on him are... Where'd they find the car, by the way?
The car was in Peru, Illinois, in like a wooded type area.
Oh,
and his mom rushed right out there. I have a video of his mom walking up to the car. And it's just...
Well, can you send me some of that stuff? And I'll see if I can
yeah.
map stuff out, put it together, and then maybe we could do another So Mean version at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's all, you know, I just want to make sure his name got out there. And
hopefully you guys
remember his name, share his story.
Yeah, and then she's going to put a video on it, and then I'll probably discuss it as part of my regular show that I do. And then maybe we'll talk about it again on here and, you know, just get the word out there. I think it's really cool that we have this channel here to put something like this out on as well. It seemed like for some reason, and that's the biggest... There was one night that I had like 8,000 for some random, this crazy shooting event that happened. But that was it. I mean, this is the biggest number I've ever had on my channel or any channel that I've been on.
Yeah.
5,000 people. So it was really cool to get 5,000
it's really
eyes.
Appreciated too, but it's so disheartening. You know, you feel great. You're like, wow, there's 5,000 people listening.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And then you bring up something else that's important. And it's so disheartening. It makes you really hate YouTube.
See, this is why
people.
This is why we
It's
get
just
along.
like, ugh.
Yeah, we have these kind of conversations. You guys, if you're on my channel, you've heard me say the same damn thing 1,000 times. When you're covering these really big cases, you'll have 600-700 people, 500-600 people on a night.
And that's why everybody jumps on them.
But if you cover just a random cold case or something, maybe 250-300, because everybody's like, oh, no, I got to go over to the other one. It's just really sick.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
But I have this really bunch, like you do too, a bunch of people that will
Crystal.
watch you no matter what, right? So that's the cool part.
And Crystal's right. She's like, but 4,000 stayed, and that's great. But it's I promise you, it's still, it does discourage you. You know, it's discouraging sometimes because you want cases like these because the whole world's working on Gabby. Tell me who's working on Jelani. You know?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And I get it. You know, you're into a case and you really want to, you're not going to solve it. Gray and I, we're not going to solve it. But these cases, anybody could have seen them that
We
day.
can help solve it by getting word out there, get the right person to see something, they say something, and then sometimes, we're actually doing stuff that might be interesting for the people who solve it. I've had that happen many times where law enforcement was like, contacts me or something on the side because of just random facts that, even the mapping part is important to some of these people. Hopefully they do it more often now than they used to, but, who knows? When I do the call-in shows, you might have some random person call in, I don't know if if we ever do them here, just all I want you to do is look at Chasing Truth's face. Make sure yeah.
There is, Captain Obvious. You're right. I have to be more positive and say, you know what? 4,000 people want to hear about Jelani. So be happy with that, crazy woman.
Or they're just waiting.
I'm not happy with it.
I don't agree. I actually don't agree with that. There's 4,000 still sitting here. Now it's 4,000. They're waiting for us to get back to it.
To Gabby.
Because you
and
mentioned.
You know what? I don't think that we should, because there isn't any news on Gabby right now. We're waiting. And we're going to update you either on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, on our community wall. But it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't want to seem ungrateful or an asshole, but it's disheartening when stuff like that happens. It really is.
I think it's just real talk, man. That's what we do. All right, everybody? I mean, you go watch her show. It's just like that the whole time. You're not going to get some weird filtered out stuff. Now on here, she's a little bit more filtered, and I'm way more filtered. Okay?
Oh my God, I would have went off if I was on my show. Mother.
Yeah, see? Oh, yeah.
What a rad word.
Yeah, so, I don't know if there's anything extra to add. Was there anything else?
I just checked on Gabby right now. I'm not seeing anything here. Let's see. All the data they need. No, nothing that I can see. I'm looking at the people that I follow and trust that have up-to-date information. Not that I can see. Northport Police, they're just, they said that was fake an hour ago. Nope. Let me try Brian's name and see if anything comes up with that.
But look at everybody. This is my circle here. I think something happened to her inside this circle right here.
In the circle.
Okay. It got bigger than it was the other day because of that TikTok person up this direction maybe. Or, so I have it down there too. But hey, thanks. Sorry for we can't shout out every single person
I know.
at the time because we're trying to present something. But at the end I will. I'll read through them. It's hard to get the new members though, so there's 14 new members.
That's awesome.
Thank you. If you guys want to join for fact-based show where we, banter back and forth, she has different thoughts than I do, and some, that's just kind of the way it is. We've been friends for, gosh, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years.
4 years.
Maybe almost 5, right? When was Kanika? I mean, it was
2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. So.
And
long time.
Yeah, so I used to watch her throughout these years, you know, when she just has like 17 people watching.
That was it.
But she was exactly the same then. But it was cooler though, because it was like having a, you know, just being able to quickly communicate back and forth. Now, when there's 500 people or 600 or 1,000, whatever, the chat just zoom, 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 zoom.
I know, and I never slow it down because I still feel like when it's 17 people in the room. So I just go live from my phone and talk whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, there's 700 people. I can't read the chat. So I'll get better at it, guys. I promise. I'm bad. But please show Jelani sticks in our heads. Yeah, I think that Gray will do a map on Jelani.
Yeah, just send me all the stuff that you have on it, I guess, and I'll go through that.
We don't know where Gabby's phone is. The police do not have Gabby's phone. We know that the police came out earlier with a couple of different statements, but bottom line is that they don't have their phones. They have access, which they worked really quick in this situation with Gabby, because typically you don't get access to the phones for quite a while. And now they do. Now they have access, so they're going to try to, you know, track down where they were, hopefully.
So they have access to her phone now?
They have access to the tracking.
Oh, the tracking, yeah. I was going to say,
Yep. So they, you know, iPhones have a function, Find My Phone. My Android has like a Life 360 or whatever, but my guess is they got the information from the carriers, and that's why they're able to do this right now. But that was extremely fast. So.
Well, again, where that phone pinged on the August 30th text message to her mom is going to be a big part of the case.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so mean.
Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from?
I don't know. That was me.
Okay.
I was getting the join button. Sorry, somebody.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Join button. So if you guys do want to join, appreciate it you so much. But there's the link right there. Please check the stepdad. The van was registered to Gabby, but it did not belong to her. Okay, look at yourself. So, well, if it didn't belong to Gabby, and if it was registered to Gabby, who did the van belong to? Did it belong to one of her parents, or did it belong to Brian and was registered to her?
Oh, and that question I asked earlier, looks like 65% think she's north and 35 east on over here. So.
No, not the car. The van that they were sleeping in. No.
Welcome, Leanne McKinsey.
Welcome, guys.
Brianna Banana. I thought you were already in here. All right. Hey, you know what? I want to do a poll and see if they like the with this huge number, the intro. We'll play it one more time.
Yes, dispensary. But he was also in the clothing store. This account. Yes.
Do you like the new intro? Now we're going to get a bigger poll here.
You got to play the intro. They probably didn't see the old one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So here it is.
There's no music, right?
What do you mean? I can hear it.
That's you. No, Steph, I cannot say that on here. Oh, did Scott just call me? Hey, Sass, we're about to end.
Oh, yeah, and here goes. Boom. See, there you go. You guys could hear it, right? Okay, I want to see what the poll. Okay, good. With all the thousands watching. Yeah, I don't know why she couldn't hear the music, but I could. And that's also the exit too. Okay, so that's what you'll see at the end. But I need the poll now. Hey, Steph May, I was trying to get a hold of you the other day. You didn't. Your phone just went. Every time she says, what are you talking about, Stephanie? Every time she says what? Let's see. All right. Wow, it's so quiet. It's so quiet, everybody. I don't know what to do. I'm all by myself. Yeah. Yeah, so I actually think that based on this interaction with that TikTok person, that I think it's over in this portion of my red circle here. I think it's over there. Jackson Hole's down here. Apparently he went there too, but you could see that might be the way he left. Maybe he went like this. I don't know if that's the quickest route though. I think he would have taken 26 and left, but maybe he needed to get gas, and Jackson Hole was the closest place to get gas. Let's see. I guess we could do gas stations near Oxbow Bend or something. Now there's a Phillips right there, and look at there's a couple down here. So it seems like he would have taken that, went down that, went to that gas station. Definitely went down here too. I'd like to know what card they had for gas, because apparently it was for the similar, like a gas station card. What happened?
Our dinner was here.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I think we were
I had
about
to run down and get it. Scott can't run to the door and get it. So.
I think we were about done anyways. So I think we kind of covered all the everything that we were going to cover today. You know, the Mustang was found at a park a few days ago. We don't know exactly when that was found, but then it was reported to police last night that they had the Mustang, and he was last seen apparently by the parents on Tuesday. I don't know if I buy all that. I'm sorry to, anything the parents say at this point is pretty suspicious, because they're so irresponsible to humanity. Maybe they feel like they're really responsible for their kid, but not really. Not really. And so we've got that. There was false reports out there that they found his, a dead body out there. That was totally bogus. Apparently, based on what the police had said, so that was false. And they still haven't found her at this point. Since they haven't found him, you might think that the car being parked there could be him throwing people off if he's out on the run. Make it seem like he's in the park, then they're going to search that whole thing, but he's way gone from there, maybe, Who knows?
Yeah.
Huge park, though. Would take days to search it.
12% of the people don't like our intro, and somebody wants me to do a poll on my hair. I'm going to go with no, because the 12% of you, I will find you.
The 12 people that said no on the intro are trolls watching. That's what they do, okay?
We don't like you, just in case you
There
didn't
is
know.
no person. There's nobody out there that would say no unless they were that they didn't like it, unless they're a troll, because
So
that's
funny.
Good. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Amber. All right, I gotta go. I have not eaten yet
All
today.
right.
It is 6:30.
Well, thanks for doing the show, and
Absolutely.
send me the information so I can.
I will.
Yeah, and thank you all for showing. I'm going to read through the names. You can go eat. I'll read through the names.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to all the new members and all of that, and the super chats. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I can't leave. You've got to make me leave, because I'm stuck in Zoom hell over here.
Oh, okay. How do you do that? Let's see.
Kick me out.
Remove. Here we go. Bye-bye. Oh, look at that face. Oh, man, I had it stuck on a face. That would have been good. All right. Hold on. Did I just lose the screen? No. Try that. Got to find the YouTube screen over here. There it is. Oh, wait. Bam. All right. So thank you to Maybell Quintanilla. Our bucket list has holes. Elaine Tolling, Brian Joe, IB Me again, Anna River, BXO, Jessica Schubach. I always say Jessica Schubach. Melissa Y, Jana, Corky Vanderhaven, Brandy Bradford, Melissa Y, It's a Crying Shame, Jessica Schubach, Amanda Sue, Georgina Stoliker, My Dog's Barking, Max Good RC 4x4, Cataraz, Ryan Sam, Desi, Speakeasy Dallas, Judy, Heather Marie, MJ, Brandy Bradford, Emily Flotilla, Jesse, C. Adams, Bengal, Cat Mom 02, Vet Girl, Matt Pavia, Lovely Lady, Sierra Baby, Vet Girl, Tawny Lee, Nicole Wilson, Miss Nomer, VP, Tawny Lee, Jennifer Cochran Fent, Vet Girl, Brandy Radford, Tony A, Jessica Schubach, Boggle Queen, I Love Labs, Floor Marina, Morena, Brandy Bradford, Nicole Wilson, Heather Marie, and then there's a whole bunch of new members, but those don't list for some reason over here. So let me try. Maybe I can find this. Hold on. Maybe these are all, since they're from today. Let's try it. Becca Pointer, Leanna McKinsey, Apocalypse Fra, Nellie Bug, The Barefoot Claire, Tracy Conrad, Incognito Society, Rebecca Blum, Crime Canary, Music City Mom 2, Brianna Banana, Involuntary Polymath. Wow, that's a that doesn't just roll off the tongue there. Lily Moore Coffin, Jamie Rednauer, Laced with Lacey, the Tall Diva, Hummingbird Brown, Sweet Pea Yee, Quietly Frozen. That's one of my favorite names out there. And Kimmy DJ. All right. There you go. Well, thank you all for joining too. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, Steph May, you got to answer your phone one of these times when I call over there. I was trying to check in on you. But all right, everybody. Thank you all for showing up and, taking, being interested in what we have to say, I think it's really cool. And I think together we really are able to work through some of these cases. It does get hard when there's like, oh, you were in surgery. Okay, well, hope everybody put out some well wishes for Steph May. She got pretty badly injured recently. So, yes. So I really appreciate you guys being here and joining the channel. And we're trying to turn this in. It's a totally different show for both of us. It's nice to have somebody else that has their own thoughts that are logical, and you can kind of really start narrowing the focus on various cases and coming up with something that's probably going to be more rational or reasonable than the random, just wild, speculative type of show. Okay? All right. Well, thank you guys for being here, and I guess we'll see you when we do the next show. All right? But, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. All right? So as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Oops, wrong one. There we go.